Call the member for Bennelong.
Deputy Speaker, from the moment we came to government, we made it clear that we would prioritise tertiary education and support students, reversing nearly a decade of ideological attacks from the Liberals and Nationals. Our Universities Accord set out a comprehensive blueprint for reform, focusing on accessibility, equity and long-term sustainability in higher education. Unlike the previous government, who ignored these challenges, we acted immediately on the Accord's recommendations, addressing HECS debt relief, strengthening student protections and investing in a future-ready education system. So let's start with student debt. We've already wiped $3 billion off student debt by fixing the unfair indexation of HECS. At times of high inflation, it is not fair to index student debts at rates higher than wages growth. We saw that problem, we did the work we needed and backdated the change. Refunds have flowed to those who were hit by this inequity. But it doesn't end there, Speaker. If we're re-elected, we'll wipe 20% off every student's debt to make tertiary education even fairer and more accessible. You see, around the time that I went to university, my fees made up about 30% of the cost of a degree, so my debt was lower. Under nearly a decade of the Liberals, that percentage went up to around 40%. Thousands of Aussies were paying more than their predecessors. Wiping this 20% is about equity, it's about accessibility and it's about cost of living relief. In Bennelong, 23,692 locals will benefit from these changes, with an average of $5,700 wiped from their HECS debt. In Bennelong, we're so fortunate to have access to Macquarie University and 3 TAFE campuses at Meadowbank, Ryde and soon St Leonard's. Students from all these incredible institutions will benefit from the most significant reforms to student debt in our history. But we're not just fixing the cost of education, Deputy Speaker, we're making universities safer too. For years, students have been calling on action on sexual violence and harassment on campus. Reports like the Red Zone report have exposed the toxic culture of hazing and abuse in university colleges. Brave student advocates have been demanding accountability for over a decade. In response, we've established the National Student Ombudsman, an independent body with the power to investigate and resolve student complaints, including those related to sexual violence. For the first time, universities will be held accountable for their response, or lack of it, to safety concerns. We're also introducing a national higher education code to prevent and respond to gender-based violence, setting clear national standards for how universities must address sexual harassment and assault. Deputy Speaker, we will unashamedly back those who seek a tertiary education. We'll back people if they go to TAFE, we'll back people if they go to uni, and along the way we'll make it fairer.